I'm an 18-year-old with hepatitis B.
I'm an 18-year-old with hepatitis B. The text I got from a female friend earlier last week should have been the one narrating this story if she went so shy. You see, it pains me that many teens, people in their late or early 20s, are actually well with the disease that is 10 times deadlier than HIV and AIDS. I went around asking my peers and I did a survey. I found out that 90% of them weren't actually aware of the disease. Most of them thought it was just HIV and AIDS. And that's what I'm here to enlighten you. Hepatitis B is actually a disease that affects the liver. You can see it from its name, hepatitis. Hepa, which means liver, and titis, which means inflammation. So if you put it together in layman terms, it means inflammation of the liver. But it's actually more to that beats the eye. You see, scientists have found similar viruses in animals such as snakes, gorilla, reptiles. It was initially known as serum hepatitis because it was mainly associated with blood transfusions and injections. But around 1960, after the discovery of the Australian antigen, it was known as hepatitis B. So if you're watching this video, you probably fall under two categories. One is that you don't have hepatitis B, and that's calm, let's keep it that way. And two is that you do have hepatitis B, and that's actually more common than you think. A recent survey as of 2020 showed that 251 million people were living with chronic hepatitis B, and about 100 million of those do not know that they were living with it. To put this in perspective, 3.2% of the human population were living with hepatitis B. And that's why testing matters. You cannot treat what you don't know. There's good news and there's bad news. Good news is that having hepatitis B doesn't necessarily mean that it's the end of your life. Take an instance, Amit Khan. You might probably see this Indian actor. His case was actually very, very peculiar because he had been living with chronic hepatitis B for over 20 years. And here's the interesting part, he did not know that he had it. When he was very, very young, he came in contact with a very fatal car accident and he almost lost his life. But gladly, he got a blood transfusion with an infected patient with hepatitis B. You know, the disease stayed with him for over 20 years and he didn't even know. And by the time he found out, he had enough resources to able to cater for his health needs. And the bad news is that prolongedness of this disease can cause liver cirrhosis, liver cancer, and many other liver health related problems. So you're probably wondering, what are the symptoms of hepatitis B? Do I have hepatitis B? Having hepatitis B can be in two ways, genuinely. You may know or you may not know. This is my female friend. She had three main peculiarities that was in her case. First was that she had joint pain. Though she brushed it off because she is an athletic person, so she didn't really think much of it. The second was dark urine. She said that she was in her period, so she brushed it off again. That was mixing with it. But this peculiar case that got her, thinking that maybe I should visit the hospital, she had yellow eyes. And yellow eyes have been associated with many brutal diseases. So she had to go to the hospital. She immediately contacted me. And that was the text I showed in the screen earlier. So your question is probably, how can this disease spread? How do I know that I have this disease? You can get this disease through mainly unprotected sex, through needles, blood transfusions, and many other common ways you can also get HIV and AIDS. Hepatitis B is not like HIV and AIDS because the liver is one of the main organs that remove toxins and many unwanted products from the body. So if your liver is actually destroyed and those toxins remain in your own body for a very long time, it may affect your functions, the blood, the liver, and that's what actually was an HIV. Not like HIV and AIDS, where the immune system actually fights and can, restore, come back. Hepatitis B makes your system totally go down.